Yo, you, right there. Yes, you. You need to subscribe to the Dolphins channel today. If you're a Dolphins fan, you're in the right place. We got Dolphins news, Dolphins rumors, everything you need related to your Miami Dolphins. Help us reach 26,000 subscribers and go down, hit that big red subscribe button right now. Dolphins Today is presented by Aura, a all-in-one digital safety tool. If you go to aura.com/chatsports, you can begin your 14-day free trial right now. With that, we get into today's show. I am Will Scott. Welcome to Dolphins Today. I hope you are all having a fantastic weekend. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about the latest about Mike Gesicki. We have some news now related to the Dolphins tight end as we are nearing the July 15th deadline for franchise tag players to sign long-term deals. Around the NFL reported this weekend. Mike Gesicki looks likely to play 2022 on the franchise tag as he and the Dolphins have not engaged in contract talks per Mike Garafolo of NFL Network. So that is the latest. July 15th is obviously the deadline for tag players to sign long-term deals. Mike Garafolo of NFL Network reporting that him and the Dolphins have not engaged in contract talks 5 days prior to that deadline. He is set to make $10.9 million in 2022 after being placed on the franchise tag in March. 2 tight ends were placed on the tag in the NFL. Dalton Schultz of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike Gesicki of the Miami Dolphins. Garafolo said there's optimism on the Cowboys front that a Schultz deal is going to get done, not so much on the Dolphins front with Gesicki. Now, do you want to extend Big Mike, number 88, type E for extend or type P for pass? It's the pinned comment on today's video. When ad break comes, go down, let me know what you think. Do you want to extend Gesicki? Type E or P down in the chat. Here is what Garafolo said in his report. Mike Gesicki and the Miami Dolphins have not really engaged in contract negotiations from what I have heard. There's still a lot of work to be done on this one. Now, this stuff can happen quickly, but you would have to think at this point that there would have been a little bit of back and forth, and we just don't have that with Gesicki right now. So I think he might be on track to play this season on the franchise tag. July 15th, the deadline. Clock is ticking for Chris Grier and the Dolphins to get this done. If we get to July 15th at 4 o'clock Eastern Time and Gesicki has not inked a long-term deal, he is going to be an unrestricted free agent next year if he doesn't get tagged next year. The Dolphins could always tag him next year, but it is looking more and more likely like Gesicki is going to become a free agent next year if the Dolphins do not get this done. Here's what Gesicki said a couple weeks back about a possible extension. I am absolutely open to negotiation, but not really up to me, as a lot of this is not. I just kind of go with the flow. If they reach out, my agent will be listening. I have a good relationship with Chris Grier and Brandon Shore and this new coaching staff. Maybe that has something to do with it. I'm just going to go out there and continue to do what I do, continue to improve and make plays and help this team win football games and eventually get compensated for it. So you have Mike Gesicki here saying that he's open to it, but it's not up to him. The Dolphins have to reach out. They have to engage in talks. According to Mike Garafolo, the Dolphins have yet to do that with 5 days to go to get a deal done. Now, you can have your 14-day free trial beginning today at aura.com/chatsports. Aura is going to provide financial fraud protection, identity theft protection, online and device security. They also offer family plans to protect up to 5 people. Very important to keep your family safe as well. Aura is going to allow you to keep your identity secure with extensive monitoring of your personal info. It's very important in today's world with all these online purchases you're making to stay safe online. Aura is going to make sure you are safe online. And you can start that 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. It's a free trial. You can cancel at any time. Go and take advantage of it. Aura.com/chatsports. That link is going to be in the comments and the description of this video. Here's what Big Mike did last season: 780 yards, 2 touchdowns, 73 receptions. It was the best season of his career thus far. We saw the early potential in the first 2 years of his NFL career. He kind of broke out in 2019, had an even better season in 2020, a career-high 6 touchdowns, and then a career-high 780 receiving yards in 2021. He's continued to get better and better. And much like I said about Wilkins, right, when you're looking to pick up the fifth-year options on those type of guys, you have to look at, have they gotten better each and every single year? You can say that about Mike Gesicki, which is why I want to extend this guy. Now, will he get extended? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comments section. Go down and let me know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, but it does appear that he is going to play this season on the franchise tag. July 15th, the deadline. Dalton Schultz, mentioned him, the other tight end that was placed on the tag. He and the Cowboys have engaged in talks. You cannot say that about Gesicki and the Dolphins, which admittedly I'm a little bit surprised about. I thought Gesicki was going to get extended. I felt that since he was placed on the tag way back in March. But when you look at everything going on with this team, all the moves that they have made, I don't really know why they're not making another move, another one of their big moves, extending Gesicki. I think Gesicki is going to be huge for this offense. And you look at what he did last season. He ranked 5th in the National Football League in receptions amongst tight ends. He was right up there with the league's best. Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, Dalton Schultz, Zach Ertz, Andrews and Kelce, 2 of the top 4 highest paid tight ends in the league. I'm not saying he's going to become Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews, but he's a dang good tight end, deserves to be a top 5 or 6 paid tight end in this league. And when you're looking at a potential Gesicki extension, I think you have to compare the potential extension for Gesicki to what David Njoku just got very, very recently. So Njoku, who personally I don't think is better than Gesicki, got 4 years, $54.75 million, $13.69 million average per year, and $17 million guaranteed. So that is what Njoku just got. And if you're Mike Gesicki's agent negotiating with Chris Grier, you have to imagine that the number will be similar. So here is my contract extension projection for Gesicki. Not quite average per year and not quite the total that Njoku got. It's a little bit below that. But this right here will make Gesicki the 6th highest paid tight end in the league, which I think is his value. I think he deserves to be paid like that. Now, yes, it's not in terms of average per year in total as much as Njoku got. He does, however, under my contract extension projection, he gets more guaranteed money than Njoku. Here are the top 10 highest paid tight ends right now. So that projection for Gesicki that I just put together will leapfrog Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry and be the 6th highest paid tight end in the league. Right now, he's the 8th highest after getting the franchise tag along with Dalton Schultz. So obviously that's just a 1-year deal. Some of the other deals on this page are multi-year deals. George Kittle right now, the highest paid tight end in the league, making $15 million per year. Now, how much would you pay Gesicki per year? Go down in the comments section and let me know. I would pay him around $12 to $13 million a year, somewhere in that range. And I probably, if he gets extended, I would probably say he gets about that much. I want to get this deal done, though. I really like Mike Gesicki. I think he's in for a really big year. He's gotten better each and every single year, and I actually think he's going to be in for the best year of his career. Again, when you look at all the Dolphins' weapons, when you look at what they've done this offseason, I think that's going to open up more opportunities for Gesicki in the passing game. I think that he is going to probably set a career high in receiving yards again, might set a career high in touchdowns. And when you look at what Mike McDaniel did with George Kittle in San Francisco, I think that Gesicki, I'm not saying he's going to be Kittle, but I'm saying he's going to be one of the best tight ends in all of football this year. Pay him now and don't let him get away next year, because if he goes out and has a really big year this year, he's going to have a lot of interest in free agency next year, and I don't think he's going to want to be tagged again. Now let's get into our next story here, which is about a breakout season for Liam Eichenberg. Fansided put together this article about potentially a breakout year for Eichenberg. Here's what they said. Personally, I think that Eichenberg has the better upside potential that could show up this year on the field. I suspect that by the end of training camp, Eichenberg is going to show a lot of improvement on his way to taking over either the right guard or right tackle position, and I think it'll be the tackle job with Austin Jackson moving inside the guard where he was at last year. Miami saw something they liked in Eichenberg, and while he didn't do well last year, again, we can point to the entire offensive line unit for those failures. New head coach, new offensive system that should utilize the zone blocking scheme much better, sets up Eichenberg to use his athletic abilities and footwork this year. Many of his inabilities should get fixed. So Eichenberg last year in his rookie season was the starting left tackle and was just god-awful. I mean, 80th out of 83 tackles in terms of a PFF grade, 50.8. Second-round pick out of Notre Dame last year. Now, with Connor Williams moving to center, he's expected to be the starting left guard this season. I don't know why they were saying right guard. Robert Hunt's going to be the right guard. And he has no experience in his entire career at the guard position. Eichenberg, I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about Eichenberg because, yeah, it's only been 1 year, and I hope he surprises, but I'm not really optimistic when I look at Eichenberg because he has no experience at the guard position. He was not good as a tackle last year. Now you're moving him from tackle and putting him into a position that he hasn't played before, kind of similar to Austin Jackson last year. In Austin Jackson's rookie season, he did not perform at the tackle position, and then you move him to guard, and he's even worse at the guard spot. I think it's going to be the exact same with Eichenberg this year if he moves to left guard. However, I do believe this new coaching staff is going to make a difference. Matt Applebaum is a fantastic coach. You bring him in from Boston College, who's arguably the top offensive line coach in the ACC. You get him from Boston College, you bring him in. Mike McDaniel, the coaching staff that he's surrounded himself with, is much, much better. I think the new coaching staff is going to make a difference, but is Eichenberg an option long-term? I don't think so. Now, do you think Eichenberg is going to break out in 2022? Type boom or bust down in the comments section. Go down and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching this edition of Dolphins Today. Show Mike Gesicki some love, man. Go spam 88 down in the comments section. Hopefully the Dolphins and Gesicki can get that deal done.